Hi there. You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. I am Mike Morales here in San Antonio, and that young man is...
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
All of you who know Jim, please congratulate him. He is now officially hitched. How many weeks before the wedding?
It's 30 days today as of this taping.
30 days today. Okay. Well, there's still time to get cold feet. So.
I think I'm all right with this one. You know, she lets me sit here and taste tequila. I think life's going to be good. We're going to be all right.
Hey, that's cool. Then congratulations on that as well. We are falling all over ourselves with Don Suenos. This is a brand new on the market, maybe late last year, middle of last year when they came on board. They are already an award winner. They just won, I believe, silver medals for this particular varietal, the Reposado, and also the Plata. I think they're Plata. Really, the master distiller. I know him. I've known him for quite a while, and his signature is on the back of every bottle, and you may have seen Jim and I do the review for the Añejo first. We're kind of working our way backwards on this brand. We don't normally do that, but due to scheduling conflicts, that's how it worked out for us. But we wanted to get the word out that this brand is no slouch. It is a award winner. It looks like Jose has picked up where he left off. He's been responsible for several really wonderful brands that had kind of gone dormant for one reason or the other, but he's back, and his name is on every bottle. So,
and looking here at their Instagram, they won silver medals across the board.
Across the board, okay,
all
cool.
three. Yeah,
excellent. Well, then I think that's a pretty safe bet. If you buy your tequila by the amount of medals, if you buy liquor, period, or wine by the amount of medals that they get at San Francisco, you cannot go wrong, man. Oh, and we just had these delivered. By the time you see these, it could be a little bit later on in the year, but we just had these delivered not too long ago. I think mine showed up like yesterday or something. So, thank you.
I'm surprised my FedEx guy hasn't caught on to what's going on here, and some of these didn't make it. Like,
this is let's see. It is coming out of the Golden Triangle of tequila in the highlands of Arandas, and wow, that cork just had a hard time getting back in there. Was it $14.99? Is their gnome, and their master distiller has had tequilas in the past. Another one that's coming out not too long from now. It's resurging is Comisario, that he's also involved in. So. And that's another brand that I had a long time ago.
How long was that around before it went away?
The last time I had that Comisario, I had a sample of only the Blanco, and the bottles are beautiful. I understand they're keeping the look and the bottle the same way. It was I want to say it's got to be at least 8 to 10 years ago, and this was a show. There was a time where there was a tequila show in Las Vegas that was during the Mexican Independence weekend, during the same time that the Spirits of Mexico used to play in San Diego. So what a bunch of us would do is we'd fly into Vegas, catch the Vegas show, with the Vegas tasting, and a lot of the vendors from the Vegas tasting would also participate in San Diego. So then we'd hop on a car, drive to San Diego, and do the weekend at the Spirits of Mexico, which was then a much larger show, and we'd see more tequilas, and then after that fun weekend we'd drive back to Vegas, hop on a plane, and go home. So that's kind of what we were doing. But anyway, that's where I had Comisario, and that's where I first learned about Jose Aceves, the master distiller. Now, what do we know? Look at how light the color is on this Repo, man. This is really, really light.
Yeah, and again, very very clean. Not a lot of impurities, not a lot of. I'm just catching the color and the light here.
This is according to their information that we have on the website and also their brochure. The master distillers do not believe in additives, so they, even though it is allowable in the normas and the rules. So when you see the way it sheets and coats the glass and comes down with the legs and tiers, that's not from enhancement, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the natural oils or glycerin that happens during aging or distillation. Um, it's a pale straw color. So I'm already making assumptions. I'm thinking that the way we enjoyed the Blanco, this is just going to take the edges off a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I mean, I'm going to find out in a second here. Oh, whoa. I'm using my Stossel Jarrito, and Jim is using his
stemmed Glencairn.
Stemmed Glencairn. Okay, I'm getting just a hint of the caramel or a honey. I'm just a hint of the sweetness from the barrel.
Get like a little honey cinnamon or a honey spice note.
Yep. But it's way at the bottom, and
yeah.
With these glasses, I don't normally have to dig down deep, but it's very subtle. It's very faint, and I think that's on purpose.
The lime citrus from the Blanco has made its way into a softer orange citrus, just a little bit of a softer. The sweetness of the citrus is a little bit more there than it was before. There was the acid, the oil, like a lime zest. This is a little bit more like a citrus juice, a sweeter smell.
Okay. Oh, this is such a subtle. The nose on this is so subtle. My hope is that folks who are watching this, before they decide to put this in a cocktail, because we know they're going to put it in a cocktail. 80% of the tequila consumed in the U.S. is in cocktails. We know that. But before you do that, spend some time with the nose on this one, because if you linger on it, it's always good before you put it in a cocktail to know what it is bare naked, before you dress it up and take her out. So
this is about as well balanced a nose. Everything is there, but not overwhelming, and it all kind of mingles nicely from one to the next until you get to the bottom.
It's like a rainbow of aromas. It really
is.
Right,
and there's not one thing here that's like, oh, I definitely smell that. I kind of smell all of the things that are in.
It's a beautiful spectrum of aromas. It really is. And I think Jim hit it just right. It's everything is in equal parts, and when we talk about well balanced, we talk about mostly that, at least for me, that the aroma and the intake, the attack, the flavor is equal parts. But in this case, when we're talking about balance, we're really talking about just the aroma.
Yeah,
you're absolutely correct. There's no overwhelming characteristic that juts out at you. It's all there. It's just that's really interesting.
And if you spend a lot of time with this, that honey spice smell that you were searching for, had to go a little deeper for, now is one of the first thing that hits me. And so it's like they're almost like evolving around to each come into play. Revolving around, I guess, to come into play there. But
it's a carousel of aromas. And there's the alcohol. See, now I'm just finally starting to get the alcohol. There's no real initial alcohol burn. I think because I had half a bottle and it had actually stayed here in San Antonio, did not make a trip with us to Florida for the holidays and for the first 3 months of the year. So it was just here at room temp forever. I think I got more alcohol, more of that agave punch right away than I did with this Repo. And we just got this Repo yesterday. Really, literally, it came off the truck. Okay, I gotta try it. I'm intrigued now.
Wow.
That is full-bodied, man. Oh, wow. Wow.
See, that's overwhelming in a good way, because that same level of I taste all this at the same time just came through there. Very balanced, very full-bodied, nice finish.
Yes.
Warm finish, but nothing standing out that you say this tastes like this. Yeah. It tastes like all of its component parts at the same time.
Yeah, that's hard to do, man. That is hard to do. If you've watched us on our Añejo video, you understand that we had some issues with what barrel they were using. There's a lot of conflicting information concerning which barrels. We have feelers out to Jose Aceves because I know him personally, so we're going to get some definite information. The information that we have is that it's white oak and French oak. It's somewhere either a combination of both. I would like to know where in that process this happens.
Perhaps it was a French man who made the oak or made the barrel.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy, and I brought a lot of it up myself because the information here it's confusing. So I know it wants to be complete, but we need to know how complete it is, because it's not uncommon that you have on the same line, and as a matter of fact, I think Jim, you and I tasted one or two of these where in the same line the Reposado is aged only in an oak barrel, in a whiskey barrel, and then the Añejo is aged or blended with a French oak barrel.
Right.
And that happens because that's the style of the person doing the barrel management. That's the secret recipe. We don't know.
There's definitely oak. I mean, it's definitely oak.
Yeah. But, and then there's a difference between Virgin French and Virgin American oak.
Right.
I'm going to go on a limb and say this is a used barrel because it's only a 6-month Reposado.
Right.
And I'm going to say, and I could be wrong until we get the actual right information, we're just speculating here, but I'm going to say that there's no real French oak in this expression. Are you getting any French oak? Am I wrong? Am I blowing it here?
Because
you've had wines aged in French oak.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is going the American whiskey way of American oak, and you're right. This might be whiskey barrel oak here because this is great color.
Well, even a used French oak barrel imparts color.
Right.
Imparts a deeper color.
Right.
This is fairly, this is a clear bottle. This bottle is not tinged. It is not, we were, just this week we were tasting another brand where they used a glass that was a bit more opaque. And so what was in the glass, once you poured it in what was in the bottle when you poured it in the glass, was slightly different in color. This is like a pale straw color.
Yeah.
And in traditional tequilas, we've had Hacienda Vieja, we've had Don Felix, where they want to maintain the characteristics of the plant because they're agave growers first.
Right.
And the barrel is just to round out the edges, give it another layer of complexity, and that's it. So,
well, and I think I said for the Blanco, I think the growers and the the distillers had a very long conversation, and I think it was a lot about the expression of the plant, but also about the expression of what happened during the process, and for this and the añejo in the barrel.
Okay, I agree. I think it's just so pleasant. You really, folks, don't be put off by the look, that because it has that traditional look, like when Cazadores was being made by the original family, which is now making Casa Vieja, and they make Don Felix. It's got a traditional reposado look, and the old school guys, they were growers, and they wanted that personality of the blanco that of the plant that you tasted,
Right.
you pinpointed right off the bat. They didn't want to lose that, so they put it in the barrel just long enough to give it that extra layer, but not enough to where it overpowered what was in there to begin with. There's no mistaking that this is still tequila.
Right, and we said too, the barrel's there a little bit to take the edge off. There wasn't an edge to the Blanco.
No,
there was
it
not
wasn't.
anything about that Blanco that you needed to mellow for it to be a nice sippable tequila. This is a nice sippable tequila that's just a little bit more mellow than the Blanco was.
Yeah.
I think the only thing it's done here is there were layers to the Blanco's flavor. There are no layers to this flavor. They have brought everything in this expression. If you take a sip of this, nothing's like bang, I'm here. It's just sort of everything's kind of there.
It really is the full it's a rainbow of aromas that translates successfully in the flavor profile.
It really does. This is
Wow.
very nice.
Wow. Would you even want to mix it? I mean,
No.
I'd be tempted. I'd look at this and go, "Oh, this would be great for margaritas," because look at how light it is.
Right. Well, it would be great for margaritas, but I don't think. I don't even know if this Blanco is great for margaritas. I mean, I would put this Blanco up as a sippable Blanco along with some of the Reposados I've tasted and say I would rather have the Blanco. Sip this. Spend some time with it, because I think the minute you put orange liqueur and citrus in this, it's not going to give you what this actually is. And I think you need to taste what's going into that cocktail before you have it. And you might not make it into a cocktail after you do that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is, wow, man. I even back then when I tried tequilas that were made by the hand of Jose Aceves and his brother, I didn't get a chance to break it down like we have done just now. I'm even more anxious to talk to him.
Right.
We'll be interviewing Jose, the master distiller of Don Suenos, very soon on our open bar segment of Tequila Aficionado. So watch out for that. We'll make sure that we refer back to Don Suenos, because this is slick, man. This is a real slick tequila. That it's so slick that if you don't spend time with it, you'll run the risk of really missing out on the wonder that this guy has. I'm really more impressed now because this Blanco's impressed me. Because to be honest, I've had the Blancos, but wow, man, this Repo is really outstanding.
And I think people they'll taste the Reposado, they'll taste the Añejo, and they'll say, "Oh, these are great. We'll use the Blanco in our margarita. These are great to sip on." This one, I don't do that at all. Don't do that at all. Taste all of them before you add anything to that or put them in cocktails.
Yes,
so,
please. Yeah, some makers, some old school guys, they want you to put it in a margarita. They want that aggressive agave punch, and that's cool because that's how they're used to making tequila. But these are the subtleties. The subtleties of the aroma and the intake are amazing. It really is probably the most balanced tequila that I've had in a long, long time. And I know I say that a lot, but this is even more if there even is a descriptor where the balance of the aromas and the balance of the intake completely dovetail beautifully.
This is the first time I've tasted something where I think the flavor profile was intentional. The nose and the flavor profile was intentional from start to finish all the way through.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same down the line. You know, you taste everything, you smell everything, and it just sits so pleasantly the whole way through.
Yeah, it is very, very subtle. Very subtle. Hey, Brand of Promise nominee.
Amen.
In the Reposado category.
To lock this up.
Yeah, that's the one you got to hide from yourself. Congratulations to Don Suenos. It is an award winner. It just won the silver medals all the way across. So Don Jose Aceves, the master distiller, whose signature is on the back of every bottle.
I'm curious who won the gold now.
Well, the results, San Francisco is kind of a big behemoth show. So if they're not on the website, typically what they do is the brands themselves release the press releases. They have a small press release with a link to a PDF where you can check and see who won which medals in what category, and that's the full everything that they judge. So yeah, it would be interesting to see who won the gold. I know that there's some very worthy brands out there, but this one here, this is your dark horse. Since we're close to the Kentucky Derby, probably you'll see this after the Derby. This is your dark horse right here, Don Suenos. That's our take on Don Suenos Reposado. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That young man is
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
You've been watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, all of our platforms. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe down below. Press that red button, and it automatically ships a wedding gift to Jim. Hey,
great.
As soon as you press that red button, he gets he gets a wedding present. And whatever you do, though, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely and go Browns.
I'm Mike Morales. I'm CEO of Tequila Aficionado Media, and I just wanted to thank you for watching Sipping Off the Cuff. We love doing these reviews for you. Now, if you're an Agave Spirits brand owner and you're watching this, there are 3 things that I'd like to talk to you about. Number 1, if you'd like us to review your Agave Spirit on Sipping Off the Cuff, just send me an email, mike@tequilaaficionado.com. It won't cost you a dime, and I promise you'll get an honest review. Number 2, if your brand has been nominated, past or present, as a brand of promise, we can help you promote your brand effectively and affordably over on the tequila PR side of things. Just email me, mike@tequilapr.com. And number 3, if your brand has ever been a Brand of Promise nominee or a winner, you automatically qualify with us, or to go with us, on our next promotional tequila tour. So shoot me an email, tours@tequilaaficionado.com, and I'll send you all the details on our upcoming tequila tour. That's it. Thanks again for watching. Sip wisely.